this is Debbie Gray, and we're going to go ahead and film for our modified knots test. So I have a 15 ml tube here. It's a conical tube. I have a balancing tube, and it's already got 11 mLs of just plain water in it right now. So what we need to do is we need to add 10 mLs of 2% formalin. So I've just got my formalin in this bottle, and I'm going to add until we get 10 mLs in there. Okay, 10 mLs of formalin. Okay, and then this is from our Pound Dog. It's exactly 1 ml of blood. It's in an EDTA tube, so I'm just going to pour what I have in here into the tube with the formalin. We're going to invert it several times. Just kind of mix it with the formalin. Okay, so now we're just going to place it in the centrifuge. And we're going to let it centrifuge for 5 minutes. So I'm going to place this in slot 1. I'm going to place the balance tube in slot 4. And I'm going to turn this on, and we're going to set our timer for 5 minutes. Okay, so our centrifuge has been spinning for 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and take it out.
Take another second look at them, and we're going to keep it.
Okay, and you can see the sediment down at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and decant this. So literally, I'm just going to pour all this into the garbage can. Now we're just going to take a drop of new methylene blue that I just have in this bottle, and I put some in a pipette to make it just a little bit easier. I'm going to drop just a drop in there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Okay, I'm just going to use the stick to stir this because I don't have a long pipette. So unfortunately, since I don't have a long pipette, I'm going to have to use a needle to pull this out. So I'm just going to use the syringe with a long needle. Pull some of this up. So we're going to come over here. And I'm just going to get a clean microscope slide. I'm going to put a drop on the microscope slide. And we're going to add a cover slip over it. Okay. And we're going to turn the microscope on, and we're going to look under 10 times power. Good and focused here. The dog that I'm doing this on is a Pound Dog. So she's a stray, and I live in the state of Alabama, so here in the South we see a lot of heartworms. So there's actually a very good chance that I will see some heartworms. Okay, I actually am seeing some diapitolema. I'll describe the difference between that and the microfilaria, the dirofilaria, I'm sorry, here in just a moment. And I'm just being very methodical, going up and down this slide, making sure I'm not missing anything. They're really easy to see doing this test, so I really like doing this modified knots test. We see a whole lot of heartworm disease here that we see probably at least 2 or 3 cases a month on average.
If you're part of that that organization my brother's a part of, you gotta be well organized. do
That's
that.
good, yeah.
That's not just a walk in the park.
I'm not seeing any microfilariae, so she's looking to be negative. There's another Dipiatolema. I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly.
It was written here in the office for Pan that was returned to us that bounced.
Okay, no microfilariae though, so let's just come over here for a minute. I've already got this all ready to explain. So pretty much, microfilariae versus the Dipiatolema. I cannot pronounce it correctly for anything. Dipet is what I'm just gonna call it. Pretty much, it's a common blood parasite, whereas your microfilariae is actually caused by heartworms. The dipet is caused by fleas. So I got some pictures here. Okay, so you can see the Dipiatolema here. You can see the head and you can see the tail, whereas here's the dipet. You can see the head and the tail here. So the tail of the dipet is much more cellular, whereas the tail of the Dipiatolema is much more tapered. The head of the Dipiatolema is a lot more tapered, whereas the head of the dipet is a lot more blunt. So that's how you can tell the difference between the two. And that's how I know that I'm looking at dipets in this blood sample from this pound dog versus looking at the microfilariae, the Dipiatolema.